What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on this Super Meteor 650. So today's video's topic is the touring review on this motorcycle. So as usual, without wasting much time, let's get into the core of the video. So let's talk about the cruising speed first. So on this motorcycle, what I found is that 80 to 120 is a very comfortable speed on the motorcycle, because this engine is actually much relaxed. There are no vibration issues, no refinement issues in any of the speeds, whether it be the cruising speeds or the tops. Basically this motorcycle can go to a top speed of 160 kmph, but the thing is 80 to 120 is a sweet spot for my kind of a weight. The thing is, beyond that speed there are a lot of wind blast, so you have to hold on to the bike a lot. So what I found is that post 140 and all, you have to hold your hand so tightly to the handlebar that you have to counterbalance that wind. Also, there is one more thing which I faced, is that since the seating posture is a little different, the air actually pushes your leg also up. That means the 4 contact points on the bike, 2 foot pegs and the handlebar points, will be loosened when you are going on high speeds. So in my opinion, 80 to 120 is a nice speed on this motorcycle, and there are absolutely no refinement issues in any of these speeds. You are much comfortable to ride this motorcycle, but you have to manage the wind blast. So if you are on 80, there won't be much of a wind blast, just like what you see now. But if you are on the 120, you will get that feel. I strongly suggest to go for the Celestial variant, which has a taller windscreen. Most probably I'll be getting that motorcycle also for a review. Then I'll do a detailed analysis on that motorcycle. But if you are planning on this one, the Interstellar variant, wind blast is more. You have to deal with it. There are 2 kind of winds. One is like this, hitting your chest. One is the wind which comes and pushes your lower body. So the upper body wind can be managed with the windscreen, but the lower body you cannot help with it. I think even with the other bike also, what I feel is that you have to deal with it. And to talk about the riding posture and the riding ergonomics, or the ease of sitting on this motorcycle, it is kind of fine. As mentioned, if you are in this cruising speed of 80 to 120, you'll be much relaxed. Your hand is much relaxed. Basically this motorcycle is a little for a taller guy. Not a taller guy in the sense of seat height. The seat height is not that much, but your upper body length should be more. So if you're a short guy, there is a probability that you will be sitting inclined and trying to hold on to the handlebar like that, especially onto higher speeds. So in that case, you might be getting a shoulder pain over here. Otherwise, try to sit straight and grab onto the handlebar with less pressure on the hand. Then you will be able to comfortably tour on the motorcycle. So the riding posture is nice. It is much comfortable. And coming onto the seat, what I'll tell is that the seating comfort is kind of okay. That's what I'll say, because this doesn't comes with a touring seat, the Interstellar variant. The Celestial comes with a touring seat, which has a much better cushion and all. I strongly suggest, if you are someone who is looking forward for touring, you should go for that variant, because the taller windscreen, the better seat and all. And I don't really encourage you to go with a pillion for a long tour on this motorcycle, because the pillion seat is not that comfortable and the seat is very small and there is no backrest. That means it's a big no from my side. And luggage carrying capacity is also not that great on this motorcycle. So let me just stop here. Meanwhile, you look at the tank, you have a space over here. This is the space you're gonna use at maximum. You can have a big size magnetic tank bag itself. You can have this comfortably over here. When it comes to the saddle bag, there's a point. You don't have much of an option to keep your luggage here. You see that? No sari guard kind of a setup and no backrest. So it is little difficult to tie up your saddlebags there. And one more thing is, like, you might be thinking that you can have a backpack and have the backpack resting over here. So I have 2 updates on that. One is, it is not so safe to do that, because in case of crash, the rider has to fall freely. That's the logic. That's how we escape out of an situation. And the second thing is, since you are putting a little bit of lean angle to yourself, and if the bag is trying to pull you back, you'll get a shoulder pain. Then another point to note when you look forward for a tourer is the tank range. Basically, I'm getting a tank range something between 220 km to 260 km. So the mileage which I got right now for 2 of the fills are, one is around 22 km per liter and the another one is 25 km per liter. The first one is actually when I was doing 140 all day long, and the second one is when I was in and around 100 to 120. So that's kind of a decent mileage, and the tank range is also kind of decent. I really don't want to request Royal Enfield to have a bigger tank, because this motorcycle is a bit onto a heavier side, and if you have a little more bigger tank, then definitely this is going to be really heavy. And let's talk about the stability. While riding on the highway, the motorcycle is actually super stable. If you want to filter it through this kind of highway traffic, this is perfectly fine, because the stability is good, and the motorcycle is actually not getting affected by crosswinds, because it's a heavy motorcycle, and no wind can pull this out unless a hurricane, I believe. And braking confidence is also good on the highways from all these speeds like 80 to 120. the braking confidence is good. Only thing is, like, you have to keep in mind that this is a cruise motorcycle and you have to apply more braking from the rear side, and that works good. So finally the question, if I have to buy this motorcycle, what all modifications I'll be doing on this. Obviously I'll be going for fog lamp or the auxiliary lights, because the lighting on this motorcycle is not so great. So definitely I'll be going for an aftermarket LED lights, and apart from that I don't really see any need of it. And obviously I won't be going for this model. I'll be going for the Celestial, which has a better seat and a touring visor. And finally, one more question, how long will be able to ride on this motorcycle on a single day? So what I'll say is that based on the capacity of this motorcycle, I'll say you'll be comfortably able to do around 500 to 750 km in a day without tiring you up, because this is a 650cc engine and you can clearly see the speedness of this engine. So you'll be in a commanding position when you're riding on the highway, so this is much faster. So that's it with this quick video on the touring capabilities of the Meteor 650, and I hope you like this video, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.